Welcome, everybody. It's November 10th, crazy as that always is. And we're going to talk about Facebook like pages tonight. But before we get to that, I wanted to just do that little screen share with you of all the stuff in November that's important to know. So let me just share my screen here. Whoop, that's not it. Here we go. November. And there we go. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's always so good to see your little faces on my screen. So I wanted to start out by giving some shout outs here to our October leaders. So team builders for the month of October, these are monthly shout outs. And every month Beachbody kind of goes through, and we'll talk in a second about what the leadership ladder is, but team builders for the month of October were Terry and Shannon, which is really awesome. It means they're really pushing forward. And then we had this record number of business starters, 9 on our team in the month of October, which is so awesome. Michelle, Kathy, Selena, Andrea, Nadine, Jeannie, Mia, Julie, and Jen. And that means that it's more than just the SC points. It's about moving your business forward in other ways as well. So it's really cool because SC is a part of the leadership ladder, but it's not the only thing that goes into getting these titles each month. So so just to talk about that briefly. Oh, there we go, the business starters. So the leadership ladder consists of these things, and you can look this up in the back office if you're interested. So the business starters is that you earned commission $100 in the month, you hit SC5, and you're paid as a coach or higher. And then the team builders is $250 in commission at least that month, SC5, you're Emerald and higher, and you have 2 personally sponsored, back up, 2 personally sponsored coaches that have SC 1 point or higher. Oh, geez, I keep hitting the button. And then on your week leg, you have 200 team volume each month. So then the next step up is team leader, which you can see is $1,000 a month in commission, SC5, diamond and above, have at least 4 personally sponsored coaches hitting at least 1 SC point, and then 5,000 on your week leg. And then it goes up from there, of course. So it's nice because it has these benchmarks that you try and aim for that's more than SC, which means that you're building a business. You're not just doing retail commission on SC points. So it's really cool, and I would love to take a few minutes to talk more about this. That we're going to talk about it at the training on Saturday. For any of you locals that are coming out to that training, this will be one of the topics in the morning when we do the breakfast. So it will be good, and then maybe we can do some more talk about this after that. And then the other shout out, which I just went to a couple of times by accident, is that I just got this email notification, Terry Shaw, that you are officially an SC5 All-Star Legend, which, in case you don't know what that means, it means that Terry has hit SC5 or higher every single month for 24 consecutive months. Pretty sweet. Awesome job, Terry. When you get to diamond, I'm not sure if it happens before then, you get emails when coaches cancel and when anybody in your downline cancels. And so I get this email and I'm like, oh geez, now what? And I'm like, oh no, it's a good one. It's a happy one. So congratulations, Terry. That's a really big deal. So awesome. Keep it up. Did you know that, Terry? Did you get an email?
No, I didn't.
No. Oh geez. Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks. Yeah, and I'm feeling pressure.
No pressure, but you better keep going. Okay, so then just to remind you the November promotion. So size and 21-day fix are the highlights this month. So size and Shakeology Challenge Pack 140, the size Kickstart, which includes the 3-day refresh, and Shakeology 180. The 21-day fix and Shakeology plus the insulated 21-day fix tote bag is on sale, as well as the Extreme, and those are 140. And then the 21-day fix Kickstarts, Extreme or regular, are both 180. So that's pretty sweet deals for the month of November. Just remind you that a bunch of us are doing the Fall Classic, and that we will be earning points this month, the whole month of November, to earn some cool prizes. The Tier 1 prize being access to a webinar hosted by DeWitt Jones, who was really amazing and really inspiring. He was at Summit, and we got to hear him speak live, and it was really captivating. Tier 2 prizes being the Masters Hammer and Chisel apparel, wear and share stuff, and Tier 3 being more wear and share, pretty cool jackets. And then the top 10 teams get Amazon Echo plus all of these prizes, and then the grand prize, of course, gets the trip to Los Angeles, which would be amazing. So good luck to all of us participating in the Fall Classic. I think everybody knows by now the product launch coming up next as of December 1st is the Masters Hammer and Chisel. It is currently, you can preview it on demand. You can get 2 full workouts, one from Autumn, one from Sagi, through on demand. And my husband and I tried them both this week, Sunday and Monday, and we really liked it. It's at least the 2 on there are very weight based. It wasn't, neither of them were cardio, they were both weights. And it seems like it's going to be a really cool program. There's 14 workouts that you get with the program. So anyway, so that'll be cool. And we decided to do a coaches only challenge group. If you haven't been a part of that before, we did one, I think, at the beginning of this year, 2015. And it's really cool because unlike other challenge groups, everybody that's in there gets the concept of challenge groups, gets how meaningful it is to check in and have accountability. And it helps us be products of the products, of course, but it's also really fun and really motivating to be in a group with other people who you know are going to participate, or you know that we can call them out and it will be fun, you know? So definitely do that if you're interested in this program, which I hope you guys are, because I think it's really going to be awesome.
I have a quick question, Catherine.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, so they keep saying like December 1st, but even on the FAQ, like the Hammer and Chisel, whatever info thing, it doesn't even say that like we'll be able to order December 1st. It just keeps saying like winter. Is that weird?
I'm assuming we can order December 1st. I'm sure we'll hear more about it.
I'm sure. I was just thinking like it's mid-November. I would think they would have all that up by now, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question. And you know what? They didn't have, I tried to do it. Well, I did do a blog post about it, but they really don't have very much information out that I could find, like how many days a week is the workout. And you could find that it's between, I can tell you the on-demand, one of them was 24 minutes, Sagi's, and then Autumn's was 36. And then they say between 30 and 40 minutes for the workouts, but it doesn't say how many, and it's a 60-day program. That's pretty much all I could find about it.
Do you know if beginners can do it? Like, is there a modifier?
There was a modifier, yes. And you definitely need some equipment. You need it for the ones that are online. You needed weights, a stability ball, or a bench to do it. And they had in Sagi's, they had the chin-up bar, but you can do the modification with the bands. And then bands, but you can also modify with the towel. So I would say I guess I don't know for sure what they're going to say, but I would say you could be a beginner because there is a modifier, but it's not as modified as like the 21-day fix. So I'm going to say it's like advanced beginner based on what I've seen so far. So, and very weight based. So at least these 2 are. I don't know if the whole thing is.
I would guess if you did like 21-day fix, you could do this.
I would definitely say that's true.
From nothing, I would say no.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say it would be a tough one to start off having at 0.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I don't think you would have to have done like Insanity to be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, and then coming March 2016, the 22-minute hardcore with Tony Horton, which will be really fun. It's based on his going to military bases, and it's going to be like a boot camp kind of thing, which 22 minutes, I mean, you can't beat that, right? And then, of course, the Cafe Latte new Shakeology flavor coming early 2016, which we don't really know what time frame that means, but I'm sure we'll be hearing about that again soon, too. And then for those of you in the Pittsburgh area, again, there's the 3 Vital Behaviors training this Saturday. It's at the Omni William Penn downtown, 11 to 2. And if you are Diamond by November 12th, you can go to the Diamond Breakfast. This does cost a little bit of money. I forget what it is, like 20 something maybe. And is it 25?
Yeah.
25. And the Diamond Breakfast, if you're Diamond, is included in that cost. The breakfast is from 8:30 to 10:30, and they're going to have trainings from coaches, successful coaches. And then Kim's going to start his training at 11. And if you are local, I still need a couple of volunteers if you wanted to do it. And by the way, if you're not Diamond, you can get into the Diamond Breakfast by being my volunteer. So if you want to do that, you can, and then you can actually hear the training from that as well.
What time would we have to get there for that?
I think they were telling me, I asked for clarification, but I think they were saying 7:30 would be nice. But even if you couldn't get there till 8 or something, it'd be totally fine, because we're just going to help with sign-ins, and they're going to do a Shakeology bar, and they said they wanted crowd control, which, we get rowdy at these things. I don't know what that's going to be
Put
for.
Shannon on crowd control.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. So it should be good. And if this training travels, so for those of you not local, keep an eye out. If you're not tapped into your local, when you go to Super Saturday events, they usually most areas have local event pages that are open to anybody from any team. We do here in Pittsburgh as well. This is not exclusive to our team by any means. But so the next Super Saturday is January 9th, and tap into your local market council. And if you don't have a market council, you can start one in your city and surrounding area with other coaches. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to stop the screen share. And wait a minute. There is the chat. Yay for Terry. Okay. Melanie, hi. How are you? Melanie's my neighbor. It cracks me up when we do these calls.
I know.
Anyway, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
Melanie's brand new, but she's already rocking it. She already sold a challenge pack. She's part of the Cash for the Holidays group. So woohoo. Okay, so we're going to talk Facebook like pages today. And I think most of you are, or maybe not, I'm not sure about where you are with this, but in case you're brand new to this idea, Facebook like pages are essentially business pages on Facebook where you have a lot more control over who is, so it's different from your personal page. Your personal page is what everybody has right now. And that's basically set up by Facebook to be for friends and family. And, it's not meant for advertising anything. So Facebook has this other option where you can create a business page, also called a like page, where you can reach more people and do advertising and a lot more of insights and stuff like that, so that you can get ideas of who. The difference between them that I find so helpful is that on my business page, I can see how many people have seen the post, even if they haven't liked it or commented on it. I can see like what time of day people are looking at it, what time of day my audience is online. You can do a lot more with it. So there's a lot of good reasons to have a business page. And Facebook has really shifted, even in the last, since I've been a coach in the last 2 years or so. It's really shifted from, it used to be incredibly, incredibly cheap. It's still a very cheap way to advertise, but it used to be even cheaper until so many businesses got onto Facebook, and now they want you to advertise, and they want you to pay a little bit to get your stuff in front of people. But I'm talking like $5 pay, so it's not like paying astronomical fees to get your stuff in front of people. So anyway, so there's a completely mixed bunch on this call. Some people are just starting, and some people have already had like pages out there for a while. But what I wanted to share with you is actually a call that somebody did in our Northeast Regional page on Facebook, because she's actually kind of a guru. She does Facebook outside of Beachbody for a living, and she's a marketing person and a design person. So I just wanted to share with you her call. So rather than hear from me, because I don't consider myself in any way an expert on Facebook, I wanted to share with you her call. And then Terry was going to talk with us a little bit too about, she got to hear this call already as well, and she was going to share with you some of the things that she's done and some of her thoughts after the call too. So let me just share my screen with you again here. Okay, so let's get this in the full screen. Okay, so here we go. This is Nina, and she's part of my, when you get to be 2-star and above, you get added into additional groups. This is the Northeast Regional page for 2-star and above. And Nina, the person that's hosting this call, is actually part of, they've divided us into smaller groups. They call it mastermind groups, and she's part of my mastermind group. So I've actually had personal communication with her. And if you guys have specific questions, I'm more than happy to ask her to share, share any answers with us. But here we go.
Introduction, guys. I really appreciate it. And for all of you, thank you guys for calling in and logging on tonight. I'm really excited to share this information on how to expand your business using Facebook marketing. So first and foremost, I am obsessed with Facebook. Okay, like anybody else here. How many people, right? So just to know a little bit about Facebook, it is everything. It's everywhere. We all know it. We're connected to it. So learning how to market well here and everywhere else on every other platform. For the last year, I have spent my time learning Facebook marketing specifically. So I'm going to share my tips on how I took my like page from about 900 likes to now over 17,000 in just a couple of months. And specifically how I took it from 900 to 14,000 in 1 month. I can tell you how to do that tonight. All right, so I'm going to screen share. Let me just get set up here. I'm going to do my desktop right. Here we go. All right, so thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thumbs up, good. All right, perfect. So let's get going. All right, so Facebook for your Team Beachbody business. So some things to know. Facebook has 1.44 billion active monthly users, right? Which equates to about 208 million users in the US alone, okay? That's the whole share. So if you're not growing your business on Facebook, then you're doing something wrong. So think about it. What would 0.001% of Facebook in the US, if you could grab and capture that, would 208,000 people be good for your business, right? I think so, right? All right, so what you're going to learn today is a little bit about marketing practices, an overview of Facebook ads, things you can do for big impact, and I'm also going to share my analytics of my own Facebook page with you so you can see, how to read it and what to pay attention to. All right, so first and foremost, branding. I'm all about branding. This is my industry. Having good branding and good content is what's going to help you to have more engagement and have a really awesome Facebook page and to get more customers into your Beachbody business. So let's go over the first part of it that's the most important, which is the image, right? How to have a really great like page. I'm just going to go over the basics, but this is really important. So first of all, the first thing you want to do on your timeline is you want to link whatever like page you have to your about section on your timeline, because that's your circle of influence. That's your audience right now. A lot of people might not be connected to your like page, but you want to make sure that they know that you have one. So make sure that you have specific information in your about section and you link your like pages there. Another thing too, so here's Shalene, we all love her. She's very, very good at her image. One of the things that she does is she has a really great profile photo. You notice she hasn't changed it in probably years. One of the best things that you can do is have a really great shot of yourself, your face, or maybe you have a really nice design logo and you put that on your like page, but you want to have one or the other, not both. And if you do have a profile photo of your face or a headshot, you don't want to change it for a very long time. You actually want to leave it there, because as people are getting to know you, they're going to want to know what you look like. And if you're constantly changing it, it may confuse them on your image. So you want to make sure you find a good shot of yourself and leave it there for a while. So here's just some things that I grabbed off Facebook. Notice some things about what these pages are doing right. So for instance, Coach Tulin, we all love her. She has an amazing story. She has a very simple before and after, and then she has a really simple, nice typography in her cover photo. So you want to do things like that. Same thing with Carl Deichler. He has his one picture. He hasn't changed in a while. He's got the Fall Classic up. But more specifically, look at brands that we all know. Reebok, they just have their logo, and then they have a really cool image for their cover photo. Same thing with Apple, right? Really cool image. you want to make sure that you take time to have your cover photo change often. Even though your profile photo might not change that often, your cover photo should always showcase things you're doing in your life or your personality. You don't want to make it too busy. You just want to have a really great photo that kind of wows people when they come to your page. Don't do this. I think we've all seen the junky cover photo and we're just like, what is that? It's cropped poorly. You immediately want to click away from somebody's page. You're like, oh, look at their profile photo. And I don't know this business, so I feel so bad I'm dogging them, but maybe I'll have to contact them about how to clean this up. But yeah, you see their profile photo, you can't really tell what it is. It's really small. Like, you don't want to do that. So pay close attention to the first image that people see when they come to your page. Since my brand, which I'm going to talk about is wedding, I picked theknot.com. They did a really great job of having something simple. You only get one time to make a first impression. So when people are coming to your page, you want to wow them. So pay into a stock photo site and grab some stock photos. Take some really good photos, with your iPhone or your Samsung or whatever it is. Hire somebody. You want to put money and invest in having good quality photos. It's going to help your brand image. So now we're going to go into content. This is so important. You're going to want to take notes because I'm going to show you specifically how to organize your content so that you get maximum effect. So number one, our purpose as coaches, when we have a presence in social media, no matter what platform it is this hierarchy. We are to entertain, inform, and then market. Notice marketing is a very small part of what we do. And obviously we want to invite people, we want to share what's on sale, but that's a very small part of what we actually want to talk about when we're talking about Facebook. So you want to make sure that you have this hierarchy in mind whenever you are putting any content out. So this is a system I use called 10-4-1. It is a posting guideline that will help you to organize your content. All right, and it goes like this. Basically, it's a 15 post schedule, right? So in the week, I will have 15 posts that I create or link to. 10 of those posts will come from outside sources. So I'll make sure that I bookmark pages that are very consistent with my brand image and identity. Cooking, resources, different fitness pages, certain YouTube profiles that I like that share really good videos. I want to be able to share really great content outside of my, my world or what I'm creating. And the reason to do this is because that is what helps you to build rapport with your audience. It shows that you're not very biased about one particular thing, like just Beachbody. You want to make sure that you have sources that show you're impartial and you're sharing and adding value to your circle of influence, which is your like page. 4 of those posts are going to be content that you create specifically. It's your original content. So that could be blog posts. That's really number one. You want to, if you have an outside website or a blog, that's a really great place to start creating your own original content. It can even be posts that you create on your Facebook page, yourself. It can be images that you share of yourself, and maybe you're sharing your story and you have like a long post. It can be things like that. But you want to keep it relevant to your brand identity. That's always the focus, right? And then also you want to think about the hierarchy, which is entertain, inform, market. Also, one of the posts out of the 15, that's the only one that you're going to use to actually do any marketing. Only one out of that whole 15. And what you'll do is you'll cycle through these 15 posts. All right? Okay. So this is a posting schedule that I came up for my brand, Become the Bride. And what I did was I took the 3 hierarchies, which are entertain, inform, and market, and I came up with content that I would like to post specifically to my page. So you'll see here, like under entertaining, I want funny videos, I want wedding stories, I want fitness moves, I want things that are just highly engaging and just interesting, right? And then informational is going to be recipes and wedding DIY and food supplement posts or anything like, art health articles, things like that are going to inform my circle of influence or my audience. And then marketing, I came up with different ones, obviously the challenge group, coach opportunities, success stories. And you'll see here that in my guide, I have times that I post. So I post about 4 times a day. And then I have different themes for every day of the week. And I just kind of plug in the different categories into that schedule. So number one, when I'm thinking about content, the first thing I want to do is think about who my customer is. And that's what you want to take time to do first. Who is your target customer? I call it a customer avatar. It's a profile that I'll create of my perfect customer, the person that would buy from me every single time, that would do whatever, join my challenge group, join my free group, the absolute perfect person that would say yes every single time. And you want to list all of their qualities, their characteristics, and then you can use a graph search to search for them, but you can also use this profile to create content so that you're speaking to them. So the customers, they're going to buy from you every time. They're based on people that you may know. It may even be yourself. It may be a reflection of you. It's going to be someone that you're going to speak to on all platforms, not even just Facebook, but other social media. You can use this guide for that as well. But you want to make sure you even put in emotional hot buttons, triggers, fears, wants, needs, quirks. Even give them a name if you want to. If you want to say, okay, Susan is my ideal customer, and she's a mom of 3. She has low self-esteem. She just got out of a bad relationship. She's in between jobs. She would like to lose inches away from her stomach and her thighs. All different types of things. She's a stress eater. Things like that. You want to think about all those hot points and triggers. Your content should be your best stuff. I say that, if you're not posting your best content, you're pretty much wasting your time. So you want to, don't just post randomly. Really think about what you're putting on your page, because you only get that one opportunity to make a great first impression. So here's another example. You want to be human, right? So if your customer and your brand is about you and your team, like a lot of it is for most coaches, you want to show things that you're doing. You don't want to just post Beachbody. You want to post a vacation. You definitely want to talk about people that you are bringing into your team. And I bet a lot of you are already doing that. So if you are, this is just kind of validation that you're doing the right thing so far. All right, be human, show your personality, show what you're doing outside of Beachbody. Also, you want to make sure that you interact with every single person that likes, clicks, comments, shares on your page. If someone gives you any kind of attention, you better engage with it, all right? So you better, even if they just liked it or they just said cool, ask them a question, reply to them. Cool, what did you like best about this? You want to make sure that you engage with them. Post good content. So for me, I know that videos work really well. You'll learn more as you start to post more and you start to understand the analytics, what is the best thing for your page. But you want to make sure that you're posting things that are good. So here I got some engagement. I got about 9,600 people saw this, and I had 305 likes. So that's a pretty successful post. And then like Shalene does, start conversations that matter. Ask people questions, try to engage with them and spark their interest. And just show that there's a real person behind the page and it's not just some automated thing that you're regurgitating stuff out. So here's some Facebook questions that you can use, but you kind of want to think about this for your entertain. Make it fun. Ask them about things that are not, necessarily related to your page. Don't go too far, off the map, but, try to make it fun to talk about things, off brand, as you say. Ask people to promote themselves. Tell them to post their own page. It's not going to take away from you and your business. If you may think that, oh my God, I'm going to direct people elsewhere, but it actually shows that you're open and you're unbiased. So do that. And one-word answer games, post one word to describe your day or things like that. That works really well. Give your fans a reason to take action. So this is kind of some rules. Make sure that you tell them, like this, comment on this, share this on every single post that you put out. Every single post should give them an action of what to do. That's really important. And then here, you want to make sure that you're creating content that's exclusive. So what I like to do is on my Instagram, I'll post little snippets of things, and then I'll say, get more information on my like page, and I'll post the link to that in the comment section. You want to make sure that you keep certain information exclusive to just the people who have liked your page, and you want to kind of tease people outside of your Facebook. And then manage their expectations. first and foremost, what kind of presence do you want to have on Facebook? How do you want people to see you? If you went to your page, would you engage with it? Would you like it? Is it interesting to you? Do you think it would be interesting to other people? You need to evaluate your presence all the time, constantly. And then think about what your vision is long term of the kind of image that you want to project. And often it'll align with the type of content that you're going to post. And just kind of, you want to take time to communicate what is important to your brand so that you get that across and people start to really latch onto that. So here are some things that I have used personally. These are some trackers. You want to track your progress. This is really, really, really important because you're not going to know what's working and what's not working if you're not tracking. So personally, I use Leadpages and Infusionsoft. I have used MailChimp in the past, but my combination of Leadpages and Infusionsoft now have replaced all of the other things. So some of you may be using this, and I have a link to some information about these things in the end. If you want to inquire about them, I can point you in that direction. But yeah, having a tracker is very, very important. All right, so now I'm going to get into the information about a test that I did, and I did this recently, and you'll kind of be interested in this. So I saw this post going around Facebook. If someone paid you $500 a month to work out, eat at least one healthy meal a day, and share your journey with others, would you do it? And some of you may have seen this. So for me, I could not believe the type of engagement I got off of this. So even before I even boosted the posts, I had over 1,400 people that had started interacting with the post itself. And it ended up being about 97 comments of people being like, yes, 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 show me how, I want to do it. How do I do it? Tell me, tell me, tell me. So then I did a comment in the section. I said, well, if I could show you how to earn that $500 for working out, eating well and sharing, would you be interested? Reply to this, if so. And so from that, my own reply, I got 53 replies from that. So I posted this and then I boosted it. So it reached about, almost 7,500 people. Here is what I spent on the ad. I only spent $35 over the course of a week. And the engagement I got was, 33 click links, 6 page likes. I got a lot of post page likes and 108 comments and shares. But more specifically, what I did is I linked this specific post to my website, which happens to be a lead generation funnel. Okay, so this was just a test. I posted it out. I had no idea what it was going to do, but wow, what it's done since then. All right, so I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to show you on my Facebook page what it's done since then. All right, so that's okay. So this is my analytics of my page exactly. So I have 17,000 likes, right? So that specific post, when somebody goes to my website off of that post, comes here, and this is my lead capture page for Become the Bride, right? And so they're going to get my little welcome letter, and they're going to click here, and it's going to say, if you want access, I want access now, I want to know about this. So as soon as they put their email in, it's going to take them to a landing page that I created on Leadpages, which is here, Earn While You Burn Challenge. So this is a coach recruiting funnel, right? And so, they come here and they get to learn about Beachbody, and they get to learn about what they get with the program, and if they're interested, and these are my brides that are my actual success stories, that are my coaches, and if they want to get started. Once they get started with that, they click this link here, and it takes them to a form where I can learn a little bit more about them. So that's really important because I want to know, if they're going to potentially be a coach in my business, I want to know what they're going to be like. So once they go there, then they come to my funnel, my Infusionsoft page. And so this is the engagement that I've been getting off of that boosted post. And since I started running it on October 21st, I've had 91 leads. 69 of them still have to complete the questionnaire. I've had 25 people who have completed the form and 15 people that want to be coaches that I have to schedule with right now and talk to. And I've already spoke to 10 of them who will be signing up in the next couple of days. So right now I'm getting a huge amount of engagement. This is just 1 week off of this one test of this one post. And, obviously this is kind of like a special case because this wasn't a picture that I posted, it wasn't a video, but because I've spent a lot of time building my brand and building my likes, it has helped me get to the point where I can post different things and start to get engagement. All right, so this is, and what Infusionsoft will do is I have a campaign built around this. What it'll do is it will automate and send them information for me so that I don't have to, all I have to worry about is talking to them and scheduling and signing them up in my challenges or as a coach or whatever. So I really like this system. I run my whole entire business off of it. And if you want info, I can give you that. But more specifically, let me show you the ad that I ran. So I took that question, if I could help you earn 500 from eating well and blah, 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 right? And I turned it into a Facebook ad, and I have it open. Let's see if I can show you that. Here we go. So here's a question. So I extended it. So what I did was I asked the question, but then I went more specifically. I'm starting a girl boss empire that empowers brides to get fit for their wedding. Are you looking to fit your dream dress? Do you have, a certain amount of, pounds you want to lose? Are you looking to, earn an extra income from home? And I created this really nice photo. And here's my link for my website, which goes to those outside funnels that I showed you. And then here's the engagement. So organically, it wasn't doing too well. I mean, out of my page, 133, which is pretty average because on Facebook, only 16% of your followers are actually seeing anything you post. So you should just know that. So if you're getting really frustrated because nobody's seeing your stuff, you're not alone. Facebook is doing that to you on purpose. They hate us all and they don't want us to market. No, really, they have set the algorithm where most people are not going to see what we post. And that is to force us to buy advertising. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, their advertising is pretty economical compared to other things out there. So, it's kind of in between. So here's my organic. So 15,000 after I boosted it, that was my engagement that I got. And so I have people that I'm interacting with. And you see I've replied. I have people saying I applied, I like this, blah, 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 and I have been liking. And I go back and I actually message some of the people to, see what they're about and see if they want to sign up or whatever. Okay, so about the ad itself. So you have your ad. So obviously you want to pick a very simple picture. You want to make sure that you have a call to action that is based on your customer avatar. So when I was talking about, do you have this to lose? Do you want to do this? Do you want to have this down payment on a house? Do you want to, go on this honeymoon? I'm speaking to the emotional triggers of the brides, my actual customer that I'm trying to reach. That's the content that's in my post. And then you see the picture that I put here, right? So earn while you burn challenge with the bride and the piggy bank. So obviously it's all a test, but this is working. So I've had 240 post engagements. And what have I spent? So in about a week, so some days I will boost the post at $5. Sometimes I will boost it at $25. I kind of give it a range of funds based on what I'm looking to spend that day and what my overall spend. So I know I don't want to spend more than $100 on this ad for its entire life. So right now I'm within my budget, but it's doing pretty good. I'm gaining engagement and it's going back through my funnel. So I know that this ad is working. Okay. And my cost isn't too bad. My cost per like or per click is about 29 cents. So I know that right now that this is working. And I know for a lot of you, you're looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what she's talking about. But just know that once you start to do a boost post here, like you just click the little boost on your post on your like page and you put $5 on, do that. That's a test. See what engagement you get. In order to learn Facebook marketing, you actually have to try and see what kind of engagement. You have to actually test it out. Not everything that I post works. I have a lot of ads that I do and they don't work out and some do, and it's one of those things where you have to constantly tweak it. But once you kind of know, and I'm better at it now than I was a year ago, once you know exactly who your customer is, you can get very successful with your marketing. So now I'm doing really well with more of my ads because I've had that test. So I know a lot of you are asking, how did I go from 900 to 14,000 in the month, and now over the course of a couple months after that, now 17,000? Well, I'm going to tell you, number one, it's because I have really good branding and really good advertising. A couple months ago, Facebook had a program called Facebook Go, where they reached out to certain pages and they actually assigned a Facebook account manager to you to help you with your advertising. So I did that program. The ad spend was for 30 days at $25 a day. And I knew that I needed to do this program because it was going to help me to further my brand. It was going to help me to, expand my reach and to help me make Success Club. So I did that program at $25 a day. I ran an ad. Let's see if I can bring it up. But I ran a Facebook ad, and in that month, it took me from 900 likes to 14,000 likes. And they helped me to really hone in. This is, here it is, New Likes campaign. So you'll see here, 14,000 likes. This is the campaign that we ran. It reached 155,000 people, and it cost me about 13 cents. And over that time, I ended up running it $750, and then I boosted more of it. So since that time, I've spent about $2,000 on the ad itself. But in that 30-day window, I spent $750. In that month, though, this ad made me $1,200. So I had a profit from doing their Facebook advertising program. And in that time with that program, they taught me how to read the analytics, how to know if my ads were working, what to focus on in my page analytics, which are my insights back here. They showed me how to read the data. And I'm going to tell you right now, like for that guideline that I showed you where I have like the different days that I post different information, you can come over here to your insights and post, right? So you're going to want to write this down, insights and post. And you're going to want to pay attention. Mine looks like a whale. Yours may look like something else. This is the time of day that your Facebook like users are online. And you're going to want to pay attention to this because it's going to tell you what time of day you should post your content. So for me, I know if I hover over here, I'm getting the most engagement at 9 o'clock. So I post my best stuff at 9 o'clock. I also come to the other high points in here. So I'll post around 6 o'clock, and then I post again around 10, and then I post around 8 o'clock in the morning. And that tells me, that helps me get on a schedule. So that's how I came up with those 4 times a day that I'm going to actually post. Another thing too, if you hover over the different days, it's going to tell you what days of the week you have the most engagement. So I know if I'm looking at this, I'm hovering, right? The line changes because this is an average, but if you hover over the days, it's going to give you specifically. It looks like Wednesday at 9, I get the highest peak. So if I have anything special like an offer, if I'm going to market, I'm going to actually post my offer on Wednesday at 9 o'clock because I know the most amount of people are going to come on that page and at least be able to see it. And I'm going to boost my advertising and run my advertising for that specific time frame because that's going to give me more opportunity for people to see what I'm talking about. So that's what you want to pay attention to. You also want to come over here to all posts published, and you want to click on reach. And what's going to happen is it's going to sort your posts by the highest engagement to the lowest, and it's going to say by type. So right now, this is that one that I boosted about the $500, and that was a post. But I have the most engagement off videos. You'll see like my top 3 are videos, and then I also have some photo posts that did well. But this will help you to understand as you're coming up with different content to know exactly like, oh, okay, I know I should post more videos on my page because I'm getting more engagement there than, images. So this will help you to know in that hierarchy, okay, I need more content videos, I need more images, I need more page posts. This will help you to do that. I need more outside links. So this will help you to kind of chart your information. If you come over to overview, waiting for it to load. You can actually follow certain pages to see the type of engagement that they get. So I watch a couple pages that are interesting to my brand. If you come to overview, pages to watch, you can add pages that are similar to your brand and see what they're doing. So for instance, Shape Magazine is one of mine. They had 0, engagement. They post 147 times in a week, and that's their new engagement. But you see a place like Weight Watchers, they're up 1%, and they posted 2 times in the entire week. So this should go to show you, like, there is no, set thing. It's all about you connecting with your audience and the type of content. You have to test a lot of things. You have to try a lot to kind of find that balance. And so now I'm in a good group, but it took me a year to really kind of find out what my engagement was. So here for me, I posted 7 times last week because I was really busy at work. And I had a 1% gain. So that's not terrible considering pages that have millions of people, right? Pages that have millions of people are having like a 0.5%, and I had a 1% gain. So I know that is showing me that what I'm doing is in range with everybody else. So these are just some different things that you can pay attention to kind of know, okay, what is my market average?
I never saw that before. Melanie, did you raise your hand? Did you want to ask something?
No.
No, okay. I never saw that little sign before. Okay, on we go.
Am I doing just as well as everybody else that's advertising on Facebook? And that should help you a little bit. So I did the Facebook engagement. This is one of my brides. She lost 25 pounds, and this is her on her wedding day, and she's really excited to share these pictures with me. So I added her to there, and I just share different things. I have in my about section, I have a little commercial that my husband edited based off of our wedding video, about me fitting my ideal dress, because I lost 52 pounds to fit my dress that I bought in my goal size, which was a size 12. And so that is like kind of my intro video that brides can come and watch, that helps them connect with the story of who I am and how I can help them to get ready for their wedding. So I really have considered a lot of the content. Shakeology. So, I keep it fun, engaging. This is my offer, right? You'll see here. This is me out and about. This jacket is a 2X. Isn't that crazy? What the heck is going on with sizes in this country? But so I post success stories. I keep it really interesting. I did a coaching happy hour. There's my husband cooking. Lots of engaging content, videos, and then a lot of outside links. Okay, more wedding videos. So I'm very, very focused. And here's that post, about $500. I'm very focused and very zeroed in onto who my customer is and how to speak to them, and it's definitely helping me to get lots of engagement. So that's kind of my spiel for now. I guess I could take questions if people have them. Good stuff? Thumbs up? That was awesome, Nina. So good. Very thorough. Lots of.
All right, why don't we stop it there? I wish we could ask her questions live. But anyway, Melanie, that thing is cracking me up. I never saw. Can you guys see it? Her thing says that her hand is raised. Do you see that on your screen? No. Okay. On my screen, it has this little hand and says hand raised. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, Terry, you wanted to jump in at the end here and add something.
Oh, okay. Well, no, what I was just going to say is, oh, geez, I look awful right now. Sorry. So I think at the retreat, well, every once in a while I would do like a Facebook ad, and after like watching something like that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I just started playing again. Sorry.
Especially for like newer coaches, I think sometimes like when you look at that and you're like, oh, like I have to spend a lot of money on Facebook for anybody to see my stuff. You don't really at all. I mean, you can start very, very small. Like she said, I think like $5. So a while ago, like once a month, I was doing it for like a clean eating ad, which seemed to work. And then I stopped for a long time. And then at the retreat, Shannon was talking about she had done a successful ad and had a successful like clean eating group. And so I was like, oh, I've totally gotten away from that. I'm going to try it again. So I was asking Shannon like what she did. And I don't even know if I did it the same way. I don't know. I was like, and I made a video actually of what I did, but I posted a free clean eating ad on my Facebook like page. And this was like, 3 weeks ago. I ran it for a week. I think I spent $25. I have the stats. I'm just going to show you, like, I did it 7 days. It was a crock pot challenge. I tried to get people, that I didn't know particularly, because I feel like I'm sort of getting out of my warm market. And so I wrote all these stats down really quick. And I don't know what the outcome is yet because we're in the middle of the clean eating group. But I think I had, can you see this? Maybe you can't even see that. No, it's probably easier for me to read. So I think the reach, now this is like nothing like what she was just talking about, but I was getting like 20 people seeing my Facebook stuff, my Facebook like page. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm taking all this time, and I was trying to share it in other places, but I was like, this is so annoying. So that's when Shannon was talking about doing her ad, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it and see if it works, if it helps. I'm not going to spend a lot of money. So I did it. I think like each engagement was 8 cents. Like I said, I spent $25 for a total of 7 days. It reached 10,002 people. I had 318 post engagements. There were 81 likes on this really dumb picture of just like a crock pot that said, join my 5-day free clean eating crock pot. There were 45 comments, and I asked in my ad for them to leave an email address rather than like, oh, just tell me if you want in or fill out my form. I asked them to leave an email address or to message me or email me, and I left my email address. So the call to action was there. So I got 34 email addresses of people that I don't know, which to me was like a pretty good deal. The next part I had to do was like try to get them to register, because I've learned the hard way, including all these people in. Some of them were Beachbody coaches, I could tell. So I didn't let any Beachbody coaches in, and I put like a little message together and kindly told them why. And then let's see. So 19 people registered, which was like a big deal, but I kept trying to like get on them. Just the free registration. Well, actually, there were probably 6 that it hasn't gone through yet, because Jeannie and I were talking, and like, I think she posted it in Inspiration Nation where you can actually register them yourselves if you have their email address. So I did that, but they have to go into their email and complete it. And so 6 of them haven't done that yet, but I still let them in the group. And I sent them an email telling them, like, you have to check your email. I mean, it was kind of like a pain doing all of that. 2 people switched to me as their coach. They already had a coach, but they weren't working with anybody, so they switched to me as their coach. And then there were 4 Beachbody coaches who came in. And then I just thought this was a neat thing to share too. Like the first day that everybody's together, you have to kind of like share who you are. And I didn't even ask like how anybody knew me, that wasn't even in there, but people kept like posting like, oh, I, know Terry from volleyball or whatever. And this one woman posted, and I thought this was very telling of the ad and how Facebook works and how crazy they are and how they like target people in your market somehow. But this one woman, I don't know who she was, she just posted and she was like, I don't have any idea who Terry is, but when I was looking through Facebook, Facebook knows that when like a crock pot pops up in front of me and I'm eating meals for my family, that I should join this group. And she said, so I joined the group and here I am and I'm learning a lot. So I just thought that that was interesting that like this person who has no idea who I am is in this group and in this challenge, and she, you know, Facebook sucked her in. So it does work. And now I can't give you like I'll tell you all like what happens, because I'm hoping like, so I paid $25 for that ad. If one person buys a challenge pack, that's paid for. So I'm hoping like one person at least of those, whatever, 19 people that actually registered. But I do have their email addresses, all of those, like whatever, 34 people. So, you know, I could, if I wanted to, I could send them some sneaky emails, but it is nice to have that. So that was my spiel. I just wanted to like down it, like, you know, not think that you had to like spend, I think she, whatever, spent $700 to get 14,000 likes, but then she made $1,200. So it seems like if you invest it a little bit here and there, it may pay off. So that was my spiel.
Yeah, thanks.
Just-
That's really helpful. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to add to that, like I always do an ad for my free groups every month, and that's how I get everybody outside of my warm market. Like that's how I built my social media following, and I built relationships with those people over the course of time. So it's just, even if they didn't buy a challenge pack that particular month, they have, you know, when they were ready, you know, to continue their journey. So again, that's how I've gotten all my basically Facebook friends.
Yeah, I did an ad for our Crockpot group this time too, and I got like 16 emails and 6 of them actually joined, but they actually went through my website because I put a link to my website in. So now they're familiar with my website, and I have 16 more emails, but I got a lot of page likes. They didn't necessarily leave their email or join the Crockpot group, but they liked my page.
See, I do things a little differently.
Likes.
Yeah, that's good. 'Cause I do things a little differently because I don't have a website or a blog or whatever. So what I do, and this is how I've learned to do it from the very beginning, was in my call to action is for them to send me a friend request. And then that's when I send them a personal message, you know, trying to get to know them more. So that way they are linking to my personal page, and they can follow me there and, you know, get to know each other more on a personal level.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing, everybody. So I know, like for brand spanking new people, that was probably a lot. But I think even if you're brand spanking new, the take homes would be to kind of the earlier the better. Knowing your target market, the better you can create content around that particular person or niche or whatever you want to call it. I think that's a really good takeaway. And then I think everybody could take away, I love that formula, that 10-4-1 formula, which is, you know, kind of that your purpose is to entertain. And I have to tell you, so I heard this, Nina's talk, she kind of tried it out on my mastermind group first. So about a week prior to this call, she did that. She did a little like kind of trial run for us. And that formula, I've really tried to take to heart to my like pages, which by the way, also for those of you that are brand new, the other awesome thing about having a like page is that you can schedule your posts. So I have all my posts for this week already scheduled out on my like page, so I don't have to think about it. And I tried to figure out the categories like she did for her brides. I tried to figure out the categories for who my potential market is. And I'm trying to engage a little bit more, like do a little bit more with entertainment stuff and a little bit more with info and whatever, and then just do like the one marketing thing. So even having that idea in my head of how to post and what to post has been really helpful to me, because I feel like I didn't really, like I was like, I don't know, I guess I'll post a recipe. I don't know, you know what I mean? And now I feel like I have a better, at least start on how to move forward with the actual posting piece. So even if you're not ready for all that other stuff, the ins and outs of the insights, I think just starting with that would be a really great place to start with what you're posting and who you're trying to reach, and then what kinds of posts entertaining and stuff like that. And I wanted to share one last thing with you guys. Do you guys know how to save links if you see a post that you're like, oh, that'd be perfect. Do you know how to save them? Maybe, yes. No. Okay. Let me just share that really quickly, and then we'll wrap it up here. So, wait, because this has been so helpful to me. And then if I don't know what to post, I'm like, oh, that's right, I saved something. I can just pull it right from there. So if you, let me just find something really quick that I could save. It has to be like, wait, let me just find one. I'm sorry, I should have had this ready to go. What? Oh, can't go down. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe this quote you might be able to save here. Let me see. What is happening? There we go. So what you would do, like, let's say I really like this quote. I don't want to just share it right now. I want to save it for later. You can actually click right here, save post, and then it'll be like stored for you in a little library. And then when you're getting ready to post again, you can go right. I have a lot on here. Hang on. Right here, saved. And then it has all those posts that you had clicked on. So there's like these little things that I want to share eventually on my pages. There's some little videos or a little quote or whatever. And then I can just go right here to share. And then I can decide where I want to share it to. So I can share it on my own timeline. I can share it in a group. I can share it on my page. And then I would suggest always write something up here like, this is so cute, or like if you understand, or whatever she was saying, make it a call to action or something like that. But this is really funny, by the way. This is a little video of these kids dancing in the middle of their football game. Anyway, so that's that. And the other idea for saving stuff is you can create, which I've done this, you can create a group that's just your own posts. So my group of posts, it's my secret group that I'm the only member of. And anytime I see a post that I want to remember, but I don't have a place to put it yet, I put it in this little secret group that has just me in it. and then I go in there and I'm like, wait, where did I see that? Oh yeah, I saved it in my own group for me. So that's my other little idea for you. You have to have 2 people to start a group. So I just put my husband in the group, and then as soon as you open the group, you can dismiss them. So you can use me if you want to, or whatever. Use somebody else. Just open the group and then excuse them from the group. All right. So does anybody have any last thoughts or questions? That was a lot of information at you. All right. So we'll keep talking about this. I think we can definitely do a part 2 and part 3 of Facebook like pages, but that's a little bit of a start for you. I'm really glad that you all were able to get on tonight, and I am looking forward to the rest of this month because I think it's going to be pretty cool. Oh, Michelle, hi. Oh, wait.
My video was off.
What'd you say?
My video was off. I couldn't hear.
Awesome. It's good to see your face. Okay, well, have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for getting on.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.